I have two roles in IRC.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say mention both.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Mohammed Al-Ibbi. I'm the country emergency team lead, and currently now I'm Qattaba emergency response manager.
Thank you. Can you talk about what impact the Crisis Response Fund has had here in Yemen?
I think the flexibility of such fund, it helped us to respond quickly. And we have this happens for the first time. It was in December when we have this damped crisis where we have about 1,000 families has been displaced. And at that time, the CD has the decision to help 10% of those 1,000, and we reached them quickly by contacting ECO at that time through the grant department, and we got adaptation of funds, so it was so flexible, and we reached it by cash assistance to 200 families in almost 6 weeks' time. So it was a rapid response from IRC.
And why is that rapid cash assistance so important? What is it about cash that really makes a difference?
Because when we went there, the people, they were IDPs, and just we have this kind of the civil crisis in Yemen. It is the people, they move suddenly from their houses, so they move without anything. So yes, they need some NFIs, but they need to have some cash to procure what they need. And from our experience here in IRC, we found that if we provide those IDPs with something, maybe they will go to the market to sell it and procure what they want. So it's much better to give them the cash, then they will have the opportunity and they will have the power to use this cash according to their need.
Just say a little bit more about that, about how it gives them power and it gives them some control over their lives in this very chaotic situation.
Yeah, because those people, as I told you, they are not, for example, just we were talking about farmers. Those farmers, they used to have their normal life or their regular life there. And suddenly in one day, they become just IDPs living with host communities. They were living in rent houses or in schools or in other places, but they need cash. So when they have this cash, they can go to the market. And before we distribute the cash, we did a market assessment to see is the market have all the needs of those people. So when this IDP has the money in their hands, they can go to the market to procure what they need. Because we cannot define their priorities. So their priorities, it was, some of them, they want to buy mattresses, others they need clothes, each one has. But beside the cash, we also provide other services. So we adapted the movement of the mobile health teams to move to the IDPs areas. So that was also other things. And through the WASH program also, we were trying to have a kind of hygiene promotion into this area. So it was a kind of integrated services.
So you said a little bit about this at the beginning, but just say a bit about which donor money it is that you've been able to use for the cash response.
For dumped response, it was the ECO fund, and for the last response for Qattaba, we used the OFDA fund, and we responded to 480 families. And we were planning to have 3 rounds of multi-purpose cash this time, not only cash assistance. And the idea, we moved to the multi-purpose cash because those people also, they were in more need. And it was agreed here in the cluster that to move from the cash assistance to the multi-purpose cash to have more money with the IDPs. We used this OFDA money, and we reached this 480 families for the first round, but unfortunately we cannot reach the whole number for the second and third round because some of them become returnees and they cross the front line, which become difficult for IRC to go beyond that front line.
But in terms of your message to donors who might be sort of skeptical about cash, or for countries that sort of don't allow that sort of flexibility, can you just explain, as someone trying to deliver services, how that flexibility is so important?
I think we need that flexibility for 2 reasons. The first reason, that in such protracted emergency, some people, they start to feel at the comfort zone. So to move from the comfort zone to the rapid response, you need to have flexibility. Yes, we have those grants, but those grants are now designed for this protracted emergency. So we need some time, from time to time, to have flexibility to use some of this money to have a real response and a rapid response. And for the rapid response, we need such flexibility. So I would like the donors to give us this flexibility, not only for cash assistance, but also to have such flexibility for pre-positioning. Because with pre-positioning, we can have a rapid response, mainly for the health and medical supplies.
And that rapid response, is it true that by being able to make that rapid response, you can, by having a quick response, you can stop things getting worse? So that early cash also just makes a difference to stabilize people and to stop their situation getting worse?
I think yes, just when we say the rapid response, did you know just we are in IRC, we need to respond in the first 72 hours. And we would like to reach at least minimum of 10% of the people. Sometimes you don't need to wait for the whole need assessment for the multi-sectoral, and we need to have this rapid response. Because those people, as I told you, in such crisis, they are moved suddenly in one night from their own houses, from their own lands to nowhere. And they become just living. Can you imagine that? When in our last assessment, we found more than 15 families in one house, and they are utilizing 2 latrines. So for this, we need such flexibility. And if we have also this flexibility to help us to have a quick response to help those people. Because you know that now we have this cholera outbreak in Yemen, we have dengue fever, we have all these things. And if we have 15 families, more than 100 people living in one house with 2 latrines and with no access to clean water, so in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, we'll have a real outbreak there.
Can you give any anecdotal example of how you've seen the impact? I don't know if there's one family or one case or one community that's particularly stuck in your mind where you've seen the difference that being able to do that having the crisis response fund has made a difference to you?
I think when we have the feedback through our CRA people, we receive very positive feedbacks from the IDPs, how this money was changing their life, how it was helpful. And I think such feedback, it gives us the courage to continue in such response. And I hope also this message will reach the donors to help us to have more flexibility in using this fund for our quick response.
And is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like to say about this work?
Just thank you. That's
no, you think, okay, great, we've done everything.
Thank you.
Okay, let me just check my questions, check I've done everything. Yeah, I guess I just would have one final question, which was, you're working obviously in very challenging circumstances, you see people in real need. What gives you hope for the future?
I think with all these donor commitments, with the international commitments we have, it gives us that, okay, just we can help those people, we can support those people. Do you know that we have a fragile government, we have a fragile system even before this war? Did you know just Yemen was one of the countries of the spring water, of the spring revolutions? So since 2010, we have the crisis started. It's not only 2015. So we have a very fragile system, and this fragile system now it's collapsed. Besides this, we have the systems collapse. We have this economic collapse, where the procurement power with the people, and you know, just most of the people, they depend on the government salaries. And can you imagine that some people, they don't receive their salaries for the last 2 years? So this makes the cases worse. But with all this international commitment to the Yemeni people, I think we hope that we can help those people to pass this crisis.
And finally, your message to donors, if you were trying to get one message across to donors as to why this work is important and why they should keep supporting the IRC's work in this area, what would your one message be?
As I said, the needs are very huge. And IRC, we are working in a very integrated manner. It is not a matter only of cash, as I said, it's own. We are providing the cash beside the mobile health teams, beside the water and sanitation services, and now with the protection services. So, and we insist to have the protection mainstreaming in all of our humanitarian aid. So this is my message.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.